Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything with hot sports, debates, NBA news, and where we give you a fresh, perspective on all on the things that's happening in sports and the way that we see it. In today's episode, the topic is, or the question is, were we all dead wrong about the Denver Nuggets and how good they really are? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. And also, we're going to ask you guys to follow us on Facebook. We're going to put the link in the description below. And also make sure you check out the Dreamerspro Podcast, which is also linked in the description below, so you guys can check that out and you can listen to whenever you want to. So that's there. So let me just get straight into the content here. I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold here. It's a little bit rainy here in the UK today, so just bear with me for a little bit. I won't take too much of your time. So I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets here. And to be fair, I haven't covered them much all throughout the regular season. I don't think us at Dreamers Pro have even done one video where we spoke exclusively about the Denver Nuggets. And it seems like all of this, us not paying attention to them, is beginning to come back to bite us in the butt. Now, this topic has me thinking quite a lot because, as you all know, depending on actually when you see this video, the Denver Nuggets are playing against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and they played them last night where they beat them and they brought the series 2-1, and they're still trailing in the series. Now, if you saw the previous game against the Lakers, we all know that AD hit that memorable playoff shot with that three, at the buzzer to basically give the Lakers the win, and they won that game. But it was a very close game, and had he not hit that three and the Nuggets weren't scrambling on defense, they could possibly be up 2-1, against the Lakers, or the Lakers would have come back and won this game. However, they didn't, and now the series is 2-1. And what this is beginning to make me think of is the Clippers. If you think back, you'll remember that so many of us, I don't care what people say, there are always these people that like to come in the comment section and say, oh, this video aged well, or man, you were dead wrong. Well, here's the thing. The majority of us in the sports world, at least those who watch basketball, picked the Clippers to make it to the Western Conference Final. The majority of us, all of us, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, myself, Tim Legler, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, all of us, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, all of us picked the Clippers, okay? They're these dweebs that like to come up in the comment section and say, oh, you see, I told you were wrong, but like they knew. Stop that. Cut that out. All of us picked the Clippers. Now, all of us were wrong, but y'all need to cut that out and stop acting like as if y'all knew, like, oh, yeah, the Lakers. Y'all didn't know that. Nobody knew that. No one knew that. Probably with the exception of Nick Wright, maybe Denver Nugget fans, and some other people that we may not be aware of. But for the majority of us, all of us, and Max Kellerman, all of us picked them, and all of us were wrong. So let's just get that out the way, because these people that like to come in the comment section and think they're cute, they do that, and they just I look at them as like trolls or whatever you want to call them. So anyway, so there's that, and we were all wrong, and they shocked all of us. These Denver Nuggets, they shocked all of us, and they advanced, and we thought, okay, including me, I thought, okay, the Lakers are probably most likely going to beat them in 6 because conventional wisdom tells you so. The same thing we thought with the Clippers. However, I think we may be beginning to underestimate them. First of all, the Nuggets have had so many come from behind wins. They almost did it the other night when they played against the Lakers in Game 2. They actually came back and took the lead and then lost it with the buzzer beater. And then last night, they just came out and started playing. They just took the game from the beginning. And the first thing I want to focus on is Jamal Murray. Okay. Jamal Murray has upped his game in a major way in the playoffs. For the regular season, the guy averaged 18.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. Okay. So it's understandable that a lot of people wouldn't pick them because you look at them, there's nothing really that jumps out at you with these numbers. If you look at Nikola Jokic, who's been a monster these playoffs. For the regular season, he averaged 20 points, 9.7 rebounds, and seven assists. Now, Jamal Murray in the playoffs is averaging 26 points, 26.6 points a game, shooting 50% from the field, 47.7% from the three-point line, 87% from the free throw line, getting you 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. All of his numbers have jumped up exponentially. These are Kevin Durant type efficiency numbers. This guy, if we're looking at efficiency and these are Kevin Durant type numbers. That's something a lot of us didn't see. Secondly, Nikola Jokic is averaging 25 points a game, shooting 52% from the field, 43% from the three as a center. That's better than Kawhi. That's better than Paul George. That's better than LeBron as a center. He's getting you 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and virtually 1 block a game. Essentially what this means is we underestimated just how much these guys would take their games to another level in the playoffs. And because we couldn't sort of make that mental leap to understand that these guys could become superstars in the playoffs, is the reason why I think we're making the mistake of underestimating them. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to beat the Lakers, because I still pick the Lakers. However, what I'm saying is we can all be wrong. We can all be dead wrong about these Denver Nuggets. They have a solid team. They have, as I said, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Boy, Gary Harris, Jeremy Grant, Monte Morris, PJ Dozier, Paul Millsap, Will Barton, who's not there. So they have a solid team of young, athletic guys, and these guys are not afraid of the moment. Now, let's talk about Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is the best he's the best big man in basketball with his passing and his scoring. But it's not just that, it's his timely buckets. If you saw the shot that he hit off of one leg that was Dirk Nowitzki-esque last night with the shot clock going down, and this guy is so good. He's so cerebral, and he just seems unfazed. If you watch Dwight Howard, to talk about him for a second, is it just me or Dwight Howard has been one of the most emotional players that you've seen in a long time? Dwight Howard looks upset at everyone. He's pumped up, but for reasons that I can't even understand. He's always flailing and shouting and pumping himself up, getting himself into fouls. And I'm just wondering, what the hell is Dwight Howard so hyped up about? He's playing such an emotional game. Now, maybe it's because he has some personal, internal things that he's going through. Maybe looking back and saying, man, I used to be a superstar. I don't know what it is, but Dwight Howard it seems like he's been emotionally erratic. If you watch him play, he's always like getting himself into these toss-ups, looking for cheap ways to get, ticky-tack fouls on people, acting like as if he's not hitting people. So Dwight Howard has been I don't know what's up with Dwight Howard. I don't know if some of you guys have been noticing that. He's been playing with all this energy, but a little bit too overzealous. I don't know what the issue is with him. And Nikola Jokic has just been baiting him left and right. And Dwight Howard has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Can't do nothing with this dude. Nikola Jokic is like, okay, you want to rough me up? I'm going to use your force against you and get you in foul trouble and just foul you out of the game. This guy has been a nightmare for everyone. The Clippers, the Lakers. Not to say that AD is not a tough matchup, but Nikola Jokic is showing us that, hey, listen, man, I am no joke, and I am here to stay. He's a young dude. He's only 25 years old. And Jamal Murray is also a young dude. He's only 23. Think about that. He's 23 years old. So these guys, man, are showing you that they're no joke. And for me, I'm not saying they're going to beat the Lakers, but I tell you this, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think a lot of us underestimated this team. A lot of us, like the people I mentioned, they beat the Clippers. Now, obviously, the Clippers lost for other reasons, because their attitude and other things like this. Kawhi Leonard had one bad game in the playoffs. One bad game. I think a lot of people are acting like as if Kawhi Leonard is a scrub, forgetting that this guy just came off of a Finals MVP. And he had an amazing run last season, the 3rd highest scoring output in the history of the playoffs behind LeBron and Michael Jordan. And these dweebs that like to come in the playoffs, I told you, y'all straight up wilding. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard has a bad game, and all of a sudden he's not a great player. Y'all wilding. So when LeBron scored 6 points in the finals, he's not a great player. I think y'all need to chill with that. You're making yourself look bad with a lot of those statements you guys are making, really. Because if you're gonna sum up somebody's career in one game, then we shouldn't be listening to you guys anyway. He had a bad game, but don't take anything away from Nikola Jokic, man. These guys and these Denver Nuggets, man, they're really good. And I'm not saying they're gonna win, but I'm asking the question, were we all wrong to underestimate them? So that's the question I want to ask you guys today. So please, whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. And please don't forget to follow us on Facebook. And also check out the Dreamerspro Podcast, which is linked in the description below. Once again, this is Charles from Dreamers Pro. Wish you guys an amazing day. Peace!